Morning greetings to everyone. This is the power of healing with Utabi. It's a Tuesday morning. Is it Tuesday? Yeah, I think it's Tuesday morning. And yeah, ngiyanibingelela nje nonke bantwana basekhaya, bantwana bethonga, bantwana bamakhosi, everybody nje out there. Hope you are well and healthy. Today I'm going to talk about something that's going to be a bit confusing to some, evoke anger or frustration to some, and I think abanye abantu izokuthi kubanzinyana nje for abanye abantu because iqiniso lihlale linzima angithi. So yeah, truth is always difficult to swallow and a bitter to swallow. So yeah, today I'm going to talk about digging too much. The dangers of digging too much into your family past history or your past family history. The dangers of digging too much into your past family history. Ubungozi nje bokuvusa umlando wamathonga akho, or ubungozi bokuvusa amathonga, if you should say that. But ubungozi bokufuna umlando too much, because sonke siyazi ukuthi umuntu unalapho une history behind everybody. That's a known fact. Okay, but into efika ibe danger is that how much do you know, and also after knowing, what do you do about it? Okay, so there's a saying that says it's better to know. It's better you don't know. Kungcono mawungazi. Okay, so kungcono mawungazi ukuthi unobizo, because then things don't get out of hand. Mawungazi, it's actually much better, but once you start knowing, now you have ukuthi wenzeni, act on it, act on the knowledge. And then there's this other one that says be careful what you wish for. Okay, there's that one that says be careful what you wish for, and some things are better left unknown or untouched or not found. Some things are just better if ungazazi at all, or if ungazitholi. And I'm going to explain why, and why I chose those phrases or proverbs when I talk about this topic today. So the topic basically sizoxoxa about amacala. Going to talk about amacala wamathonga, and we're going to talk about uphumula kwamathonga. So when I talk about amacala, I'm going to explain a bit later, but I'm going to touch more on amacala and uphumula kwamathonga, so that you understand ukuthi ngiyaphi. Okay, so now when we talk about dangers, guys, or the disadvantages of knowing too much past family history, is that once you know, so vuse edlozi amanye amadlozi, once you know, guys, because remember that we have been given one instrument which is very powerful, and then that instrument is our mouth or our tongue. So whatever that we speak out loud with our tongue, actually has the power to wake, or has the power to awaken things. Inkulumo yethu. Okay, so let's look into, I'm going to make a lot of examples so that sizokwazi ukutholana ukuthi sikuphi. Let's look into you. So you not knowing your maternal or your paternal parent, or you do not knowing your mom or your dad. So now you go about now trying to look for umzali wakho, right? And now you get into a space. So let's say you were raised by your mom's side, and then you funa go funa ubabakho. It's okay, it's a good thing to go and funa ubabakho. And then uthole kabo baba, and then you must understand ukuthi whatever truth that you're going to uthola, because umuntu has been created, or umuntu has two sides. Always we have two sides, everybody of us. Sine side, the paternal side, and we've got the maternal side. So if you go and dig your paternal side, you are not only digging the truth that, okay, you came from Kasbego and that's it. You are also going to find out amaqala Kasbego. You are also going to find out things that went wrong Kasbego. You are also going to understand that kunezinto bezenziwa Kasbego that you need to do. So it's not only about you going to find out who's Bego and then that's it. Gune history Kasbego, gune zinto Kasbego, kunamaqala Kasbego. So you need to brace yourself that you're going to know the truth. And in knowing the truth, then you're going to have to act on the truth that you know. Hence I've said it's better not knowing than knowing. So now, it's a good thing, guys, and I'm not necessarily saying people should not find out themselves about imvelaphi yabo. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying it is okay to know so you'd be the first generation, right? And then there's going to be your mom, there's going to be your mom and dad, there's going to be your grandparents, then there's going to be your great grandparents. That's okay. Knowing that those there's those 3 generations backwards is actually okay. But now, when you're going to know about the great grands and then the 5th, 6th, and 7th generation, you must understand there's 7 generations of amaqala. There's 7 generations of things and rituals and imisebenzi and all of these things that were done wrong. So basically, you are going to have to fix. That is why a lot of people are running away or are running away from traditional things. The reason, and the reason is once you start digging, because the more you dig, the more issues, the more problems arise, and now you have to start fixing those problems. So for me now, when you come and we consult, I think that is why I only want to know about the 3 generations. So I would know about your mom and dad, your grandparents, and your great grandparents. That's it. I'm not saying I'm not going to know about the other generations. However, let them come forth by themselves. Singabavusi. Because when we start digging, we want to know history. Yes, it's okay to know history, but then our history gets confused between now the issues of politics, which now you're going to involve within the midst of understanding the family history. Then there's politics within the family, and there's politics within the country or the country of birth, which is now you're going to involve apartheid and all of that, and now you get confused in the midst of all of that. So if you're going to look for a family history, ungafuna ukufaka into now, okay, bazalwa, and then they went into politics, and then they went to exile. Then you just need to understand which way to puma, because once you follow your politics, that's why we are so confused. We are even confused even in politics, because sifuna izinto to turn them to suit us and not really want to know the truth about things. Okay, so I'm not into politics. I just wanted to say the first, second, third and fourth generation, I think for me that's okay. Knowing that, that's okay. Being like 100% clear on that history, it's okay. But mawuzothi 5th, 6th and 7th and you want to dig deep, you must also understand uzovusa amacala and uzovusa amathonga anamacala, or uzovusa idlozi elinecala somewhere. Okay. Okay, so when ufuna, that depends ukuthi ufuna ukwenzani, because as I'm saying, there's always going to be a paternal and a maternal side, and nalabantu nabo within themselves kunama issues nje. Okay, so spirits or amathonga or idlozi, spirits asizibeke kanjalo, spirits always seek for a light nokuphumula, guys. You must understand that every spirit is seeking for or is looking for a light and rest, where they would find rest and peace and where they would find a light. So if we're going to let's say, and I have an issue when I come to this point about amakhandlela. When you are going to use candles, anyway, when you are going to use candles, you must understand within that space there are spirits that passed on kuleyo ndawo. Sometimes you get that endaweni esakhe kuzo or endaweni esihlala kuzo, under bekunama cemeteries, bekunamathuna or bekunamangcwaba, you understand, or esisihlala in the locations. Anyway, esisihlala nje, there's also people that passed on that are shot. There's accidents, and there's people that were not even, the spirits that were not even fetched by their families by a certain ritual. So those spirits are forever looking for a light. Okay, where there is people, there's spirits roaming about. So if you're going to light amakhandlela wakho, anyway, you must understand ukuthi you are calling upon all these spirits. That is why I must light amakhandlela, and when we talk, and when we phahla, and when we pray, we are specific ukuthi sikhuluma nobani wakuphi, because as a medium, when I start light, these spirits give this, they attract the energy, or they are attracted to the energy of the candela, which now brings them towards my light or my space. So I have to be specific ukuthi ngikhuluma nobani. So now when you light your candle, because also we have colors angithi that you've got your own explanations or your own definitions or descriptions of them ukuthi elani, because ayahluka from person to person. You've got your that description yakho yokuthi okay mina leli elani. You don't even know which spirits you're evoking or which spirits you are actually channeling. Okay, so now we are light ale khandlela lakho, and you say a whole lot of things, and as I'm saying, every spirit, if you need light, if you need pumul. So if you're going to light your candle, bese uyabala ubalo khokho, ubalo khulu, ubala the great-great-great-grands, they will come forth, bazovuka, and they will come forth because they want a resting place. And if they found that when within your space also, your spirit is confused, uzohlalwa yiwo yonke idlozi, and you're going to get confused, and izinto zizoma. Because especially if you are not even aware, or you do not even know ubani okumbethe, because once you know ukuthi ubani okumbethe, you become grounded, or you become settled in that person. But now maungazazi, and then you go ukulayita amakhandlela, and you phahla all the time, but awukazazi wena. So now you are channeling all the spirits to find a resting place, or this light ngawe. Okay? Secondly, we have this thing of trying to prove our gift. We try by all means to prove our gift to everybody, and then you find yourself meddling in other people's businesses. So what I'm talking about is that you get involved with somebody, or you get involved with somebody, and then you have a child with that person, or you get married to that person, and now you are forever now you dream of abantu baku, your partner, right? You dream of them, and now you get so involved because you are forever passing this marriage stage. You get involved in that family history. You've got your own, right? You've got your own 6, because every time sonke siqala nga 6, and I'll get to that. We start with 6. All of us, we have 6. Most of the time we start with 6. Now 6 generations, or 6 yeyibongo. Okay, now you start iba involved with your partner's history, because we have a pupa bantu bakuba, and then now they realize okay, the ancestors from that side, or the ancestral guides, or the ancestors from this side, see it's okay. So ugel or brother has a gift, has a spiritual gift. So basically that's where we're going to find our light, and that's where we're going to find our rest and peace. So they use you now, and now you find yourself acknowledging that these spirits are alive and they work through you, not forgetting ukuthi now usese nabagini that you need to sort out. Now you have mixed and matched, and now these ones bafuna ukuthi okay, we gain power over this body, or we gain power to relive or recomplete our purposes that we never completed in life ngalo muntu, because naye uyayithanda lento, and naye is willing to go forward and help us to find our rest. So batale. And then when we look at things, we like, but you were never even lobola was never paid for you. There was no dowry on your head. There was no bride price on your head. Therefore, you are undertaking wamathonga wabanye abantu that you shouldn't even be involved in. And then you get your people saying to us, as a healer or as a medium, saying to us, ungenaphi loyo kulezo zinto zakuleyo muzi, because athina akunayimfanele siyitholile ngaye. We did not receive any bride price or any dowry on their head, and yet they are now involved with ancestors of the other side. And then now your people start to back out or back up and say, okay, a chance. And then things get stuck, because now when you partner, you don't call the people now that you've given a ground to play on. And then and yet abagini ngapha, they are saying Tina Mara, we usbegele aside, and we are kubega nagulis. And still now we're going back to amakala, because amakala on the relationship itself, because you've got kids in this house, you've stayed in this family for 25 years, abakipelanga luto, and yet you have taken upon their ancestral you channel their ancestors, and now they feel they have some sort of power over you. I don't know if whatever that I'm saying makes sense, because I want us to understand that if you're going to be involved in a relationship or you're going to have kids with someone, you are not somebody who belongs in that family. You don't belong there, because izinto zakho ayicedwanga. And that's when isintu comes in front, or that's when isintu is get involved, because if ungayenzelwanga izinto eziright, how then do you see yourself as umntana wakulela khaya? Okay, so we try so hard to prove our spiritual gift even to our partners, that now you unknowingly you channel abantu bakubo, and as they see the light, because now uzile uhlala kule ndawo or uhlala mhlambe emzini wakhona, and then you light amakhandlela wakho, and then they see light. Obviously they want to rest in peace, most or a resting place, because remember that you have to understand that ancestors or spirits get rest and peace from us. If mina I am in a peaceful space, or I have peace within myself and this light, they would want to get close to me and get this light and feed from this light that I give to them. Okay? Now, digging off of spiritual gifts from the past, digging off spiritual callings that the past 5th, 4th, and 6th generation had, that also brings a problem. Because if you're going to dig their spiritual callings, now, okay, let's say isalukazi noma ikhehlela ingbethe besebenza ngobuprofit or besebenza ngomoya, and now you go digging. And the people that you are digging, because as you dig, kuqhamuka ibongo, bebe nedlozi elithizeni, or mhlambe bebe nobungoma obuthize, and now you come and say, my great grand had bege igedla, and bege igedla eliyinyanga, then bege nobunyanga, and now you also, because once we dig, we also have this edge of taking on this this calling yalo muntu. Now we found ourselves thirsty for this power that this other ancestor had, or this dlozi had, or this person, this great grand had. And now so yalidonsa wenze njani, so ufuna ukupractice leyo nto futhi. Now it clasha with the person okwembethe, and then now this calling clashes with each other, because lo besebenza kanje and this is the rightful one, and ufuna ukolanda loya. So we need to be very careful ukuthi when we dig, in the information that we get, how do we go about controlling it? Because as you know, sometimes guys, you're not even aware when you do the rituals, or when you do rituals or prayers or blessing rituals for abantu abangasekho or Thanksgiving, imsebenzi, you have to understand that for some reason each and every one of them within your space gets jealous and envious. So when they are jealous of now ngimbethe lona, and now I'm forever doing things, or I'm on the right path trying to now this one, then they come forth and say, what about Tina? Because yes, or sometimes you get this saying, yes, umntwana semshadweni, which is you should be doing for izinto for vele lesibongo zalelwe kuso. However, nathi we played a part in your life, because we are from your maternal side. So why aren't you acknowledging us and acknowledging only this side? And now there's a lot of commotion that happens, and that commotion you would only see mawuphahla, that sometimes you ungaphahla, and then you get that the flame, because I spoke about how we get to understand the communication within by using candles. So you get that the flame is somehow different. Even the energy vibration that you're getting is totally different. And that's when you should understand that there is some sort of dispute or conflict between the two families or the spirits that are surrounding you. Because they do get jealous and envious, and you must understand that you cannot, if things are going to be done for these people, and me as a spirit seeing that La Pabatoli peace, this child is forever doing things for them, forever doing good, bringing them that rest, bringing them that peace. Surely I would want a part of that. So obviously, I'm going ukuthi manje ngizoqala nami ngivuse ezami. That is why we find ourselves now going back and saying, now you need to go and complete this for this other spirit, because azange aqede kuphi. That's why kuvuka izinto as we go along, kuvuka izinto ukuthi okay, now I'm busy with this one, tomorrow bathi bakhombe the other side, next week sikhomba the other side, because they themselves, the ancestral spirits, get jealous and envious of the progress that they see. And yet bona uthola ukuthi mhlambe bekuma mncane uma mkhulu auntie, and they see ukuthi within my space or within my kids, on my or my generation, my new generation, akekho wenza right, or akekho who's following the path that would give me peace. So they would want bona nabo self, they would want to come to this space and get the same light and the same energy that the other ones are getting. Okay? So that is why I speak of conflict and disputes, and that you should understand when you into good. Sometimes there are points where you just have to say to them, Maupasha, and you do say, I'm not choosing sides. I'm trying to fix. And if nina ningakboni loko, because there are times when you just have to be with, yes, respect her and say toba, guys, every time. But there are times the way you have to be frank and say, this is what's going on. Because first of all, you have to understand that the dimensions that we are at, or imkhathi eskuyo mina nani, or mhlambe umhlabe eskuyo mina nani ayifani. So you need to you need to put them online and say, this is how I'm going to go about this thing. Not that I'm choosing sides, not that, but I know where I'm going. I already know what I know. So it's either you are in support of what I do, so that I can move forward and do everything right for everybody, or you let me do this thing and complete this journey without interruption from you. Because if you want peace from me, you're going to have to let me go through this journey right. So sometimes you just have you don't just pass and say, oh, okay, you just tell them the truth that, okay, this is what's happening now, and I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Unfortunately, I cannot carry on with 5 and 6 due to this and this and this and that. I always say, when they want you to do things for them, they must provide for those things. Okay? So yeah, when as I said, when we talk of amacala, sometimes even with us, as we dig these histories, dig, and then somewhere along the line, so you let now you say, okay, hi, ansayingeni. Okay, you leave things at that. You've dug and dug and dug all this family past history. Wavusa amathonga maningi anamacala nanana, and then you say, this thing is complicated. This is too much. Now I'm no longer going forward with this. There's a bit too much. So bavusile, and now when you are giving up, you must understand this thing is going to descend to your kids. Because ubavusile washiya kanjalo ngithi. So even when uzoyenza imisebenzi uwenza imisebenzi and ushiye kunjalo, you must understand ukuthi labo bavusile bazovuka to ingane zakho. Because now sekunamacala wakho ke manje. So ede awakho amacala enganeni zakho. Okay? That is when we speak about now calling. When umuntu decide ukuthi calling yami mina uhambe wayothwasa wayenza everything and decides all of a sudden decides ukuthi hayi lento it's a bit too much angisayingeni. Awusala uyiqalile. And now because uyiqalile fanele iqedelelwa ngithi. So when you go for, so somebody needs to complete the journey, and unfortunately that somebody is going to have to be your child. So that's why I say be careful of amaqala niwavusayo, because once ulvusile and then wangalifeza waqeda, then it becomes a problem ey'ngane zakho. Now it's your problem ezoba i-problem ey'ngane zakho. Okay. So I did speak about you and your partner and what you take from your partner and all these things. Now you involve yourself in your partner's family history, and now then it becomes your problem. So already you've got 6 problems from your side, which asenze kanje the 6th problem. Let's say mhlambe ubabakho wakambatha, umama wakamkwena. I want to explain the 6th word I'm talking about. And then umaka baba ukhumalo kodwa ushadele kabani kambatha. Umama kamama undebele kodwa ushadele kamkwena, so it's 4. And then we go then to umama kamama, which is now your great grand, ozoba ubani, ozoba ukhuzwayo. Okay. And then umama mhlambe umama kamama kamama wakho, umama kamama kababa abo utawo. So that's 6 now. Now can you just imagine if you're going to add the other generations, ezinye ibongo ezinenkinga zazo, because each njoba banje bahlukene ka kunezinto zakho, there's problems. There's problems and there's a lot of things. So now when you've got 6, that's a problem. Now you want to add 7 and 8, 9 and 10. That's what I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to move forth from this. And then you come to my space and I'll tell you, it's okay. No, but when the person that the person that's active and the ship spirit comes from this side and in this side, but no. But now when you look at or when you look at the things that you've already done, zonke were not even one of them were from this chief spirit that lives within you, or the spirit that lives inside you. It had absolutely nothing to do with their calling or the calling that they give you. Now, and then in direction, when you comes to me, then I change and say, direction, and then you find problems. It's not me, but you never really understood, because bohamba ufuna, uvusa, and uvusa, guys, kuvuka makala. You must always know this. Once uvusa abantu, once you dig and dig and dig, you are not only digging the good, but also the bad. Because a coin always has 2 sides. A human always has 2 sides. When you dig the good, you're also digging the bad, and you must be able to, you must be prepared to go through the bad and understand the bad. It's not only about the good that comes with the calling that person had, but with the bad as well, with those problems, or the way in which they were the way in which they were practicing. So if it was a bad way that they were practicing, or it was a dark way that they were practicing, believe me, you have to be able to, you're going to have to be prepared to handle that dark. So you need to understand ukuthi mawuli buba vusa uvusani, because they had their own practices that they did. They did their own rituals. So you basically, even waking it. Remember I said, I think in one of my videos I said, labantu hold, they sometimes hold dear the calling they had or the gift they had. Now, if the gift they had was strong and very powerful, and they did wrong, that gift needs to be cleansed, and they're going to come for you to cleanse that gift. And as you cleanse that gift, you're going to have to understand that there was also spiritual implications to what they were doing. And that's when we talk about blood sacrifices and all of that. They had to be. They were practices, and they performed certain rituals in which now you're going to have to cleanse and you're going to have to understand. And now some of the things cannot be redone. So the spiritual implications that came with that thing, so we need to be very careful. And that is why we get that, but then there is this thing that's holding, because mabavuka, they also want to be cleansed, and that's when we call of nedlozi. Bokuvusa bavuka, they also want to be cleansed. So you need to be very grounded in who you are and your journey and what you are practicing, and you need to be firm in what you know and how you do things, with whom you're doing things, and which spirits you are actually acknowledging and practicing upon their training and boundaries. Angazi noma if it makes sense, guys, but I want us to be careful ukuthi siyenzani ngasiphi isikhathi nobani kanjani, because there is no point in us practicing something different that is not part of the water spirits that we say as pete. Okay, so in a water spirit, and yet what we are practicing does not fall directly to ama customs or ama regulations of water spirits. So this thing you mix up, because as I'm saying, the history comes with mixing things, because now you no longer understand which when are yourself ukuphi, uhamba nobani wenzani nobani. Because if I'm practicing in a form of isithunywa, and if I say lekhehle ngilembethe ikhehla lesithunywa noma ikhehla lomoya ebelisebenza ngesithunywa, but then somehow now I want to be involved in nezinto zobungoma, it will not go hand in hand. If I say mina nginenzuza or nginomoya wenzuza, and then yet I want to do izinto ezingahambisani nenzuza, then I'm confused, because then you go and adopt things as wrong. So that is why a journey should be yours and yours alone. Your journey should be yours and yours alone, and not try to make it fit into somebody else's, because you're going to find problems. That is why when you talk about self-initiating, we are talking about people who are initiated directly by their ancestral spirits, or by the water spirits, or by the spirit guides that are forever active in their, or interactive or active in their lives. So you need to understand ukuthi wena ukuphi, and what is it that Uthabi does and Uthabi doesn't do. Because when you are self-initiated, you are told, go to this, when you go up to here, and when you force yourself to go beyond what the line that was given to you, then you start going to adopt things that are not meant for you, and you're adopting problems. And that's when it comes from us knowing wamathonga samba now. You have to have that relationship of knowing them very well. Would say, lawe ngihamba now would not necessarily point me to that direction. Now that means something is somewhere is wrong. That means there is this spirit that's trying to involve themselves into my journey, and which is now in pointer to isn't wrong. You understand? Because hands have said they're always looking for indlela nabo yokuthi bathole lokho kuphumula and bathole lokho kugezwa, the cleansing. All right. So that is what I want. Let us be careful. The family tree is very important to us as human beings, but also the family tree brings problems. We should be prepared and aware of those problems. That yes, Mangdiga 4, 5, 6, 7. And then people say 16. I don't know how you get to 16, because when you say 16, then I sense 16 generational problems that you'll never even get to start with and fix. Or if you say 18, how do you get about 18? How are you going to fix that 18? Understand? So let us be very careful that who do we channel in our prayers and in our uphahla kwethu. Who exactly are we channeling, and how to what, how far are we channeling? And because there has to be, with everything there's a limit, there's a line. Up to how far am I channeling, and what are the dangers that I'm going to get as I go deeper? Or what am I risking as I go deeper into that field? Hence I said some things are very much better left alone or left unknown, and always be careful what you wish for. Because as you're going to wish for amandla walela thonga elahamba bekuthiwa powerful belaziwe endaweni, you also have to be prepared not only for amandla walo, but for also those problems. Because where there's good, there's always bad. Those bad that came with that amandla, and how they got, how those amandla or that strength derived, and what rituals were performed with leon to. I'm not saying abantu bebanganawo amandla, guys, or they were man-made, but what I'm saying, you need to find out these things. Ungathi ma uyovusa ufuna ukuthatha ungazi ukuthi uyothatha up until how far. Because even sometimes this is told that now you get involved into the business of the person that's initiating you, if in terms of, and now when you get into that, now so tata nalogo wakhona oku wrong. So your business basically is from your side. Stop trying to ukuthi ngifuna ukuprove ukuthi how gifted I am, and then you go taking other people's businesses. Akusezakho, and you're going to find problems. Because yonke into ina two sides. Always, you must always remember that with everything there's two sides. And that's what I wanted to warn you about. The fact that spirits are forever looking for light and rest and peace. Light, rest and peace. And all spirits, dark, bad, negative, positive, they all look for the same thing. So if they're going to find a playground in your own spirit, you are in trouble. Thank you very much, and I hope you do subscribe to my channel. Love you guys.